everyone! How's everyone doing today? I am doing very well. Okay, so let me tell you this little story. When I did my niece's baby book and I gave it to her at her shower, her mom told me that they were so happy that they got something along those lines because they had been looking for a baby book and they could not find one. And I was like, really? That's interesting. Because, you know, Amanda's in her teen, you know, she's 15 and I got a book. And I'm talking about the ones that you can write down, like what she liked to eat, how much she weighed, and just her milestones and stuff like that in it, right? And, but her mom was like, yeah, they don't make those, I guess, anymore. I couldn't find any. So that got me to thinking, well, you know what? I'm going to do a baby book. It's not a scrapbook per se, because what I gave her was a scrapbook, you know, where she would have to, she just put pictures in it and wrote in it if you wanted to. But what I have actually done is I have actually created pages to go into the book. Like, for instance, you know, mommy and daddy, their names, how they met, etc. Then a place for their picture, you know, the day that they got the news, how mommy felt, just stuff like that, right? So I've created these. They're digital, and they're my creations that I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And so let's just get started. So I'm gonna start with the cover, and I've already got my pieces cut out. This, of course, is our spine, and let me write down the dimensions. So the spine is 9 1/4 by 3.5 inches. And then the covers themselves are 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. So you'll need 2 of those, and I've cut them out of chipboard. And then here is my hinge. So the inside, or spine rather, the inside spine, if I can write, is 8.5 inches by 7.5, and we're going to score every 1/2 inch to get a 1/2 inch spacing in between. So, before I make my hinge, though, the inside hinge, I do want to go ahead and get the spine attached to the cover, and I'm going to do 4 hinges to accomplish that. And so the outside and inside hinges are going to be the outside and inside hinges. And I will write this all down in the description so that you know you will have it. They're going to be 9 1/4 by 2 inches. I do want them wider than normal. Normally I do a inch, but I'm doing 2 inches, and we're going to need 4 of those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I've cut those out. I promise you I did. I've just lost them. I don't know where they went to. Oh my. Hold on, let me find them. Okay, I found them. Alright, so we're going to score them at 1 inch. Did I write 1/2 inch? Probably. No, I didn't tell you. So we're scoring them at 1 inch. And then we're going to just put notches on the bottom of them. And again, you need 4. So we're just going to cut them like so. Alright. And then I've already got the other 3 cut out. I'll just move my scoreboard out of the way. Now, before I do anything else with them, I'm going to go ahead and ink them with the archival ink, and I'm using coffee. And I want to, normally I use craft paper, but I want this to be thicker because it's only like a 65-pound weight, I think, and this is 110 cardstock that I'm using. And I'm purposefully putting a lot on here because I want this to look more like the chipboard. And I just wanted it to be a stronger weight because the book will be opened a lot. And this is, of course, what's going to keep the book together. So, you know, I really wanted it to be strong. So I'm going to go ahead and ink all of these. I know this looks so sloppy, but trust me, you'll see why it looks like this. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some score tape on the inside, and I'm putting 3 strips on since I have 1/4 of an inch wide score tape. So of course, if you have longer, you would, or wider, you wouldn't need to put 3 on there, but put as many as you need to cover the space, right? Because again, this is what's going to hold our spine and our covers together, so we want it to be good and sturdy. Okay, and I'm going to do this on all 3 other pages, or hinges rather, sorry, hinges, and when I get done, I will come back on and we'll be ready to put the cover and the spine together. Oh, I think it'll be all right. Okay, dokie. All right, so I will be back when I get the other done. Okay, so I've got all of the, let me just move that out of the way. Okay, I've got all of the, let me pan out just a little. There, now y'all can see. So I've got all of the tape onto the hinges. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to take off one side of the hinges, of the tape, and I'm going to use the old glue stick trick because I want to be able to make sure that I get it positioned where I want it, and so the glue stick just gives me a little time to do that. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to line it up as best as I can, right, and then push it down. Okay, and now what I want to do is I don't want to butt up directly up against the other chipboard, the cover. I don't want to do that because if I do that, it's not going to bend very well. So I want to kind of leave just a small little, tiny little gap. Just a tiny one, not a huge one. Oh my, well that's interesting. Okay. Okay, and so again, I'm going to use my glue stick just to give me a little bit of time. Oh, that one's empty. Okay, and then again, I don't want, get that out of the way. I want to leave a small little gap, just so slightly. But I'm wanting to line it up though too, if that makes sense. When in doubt, turn it around. Whoa, wait. That does not look like it got cut right. Hold on just a second. It didn't. Glad I noticed that. Alright, and again, this is 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. This is, I don't even know if I told y'all. I'm sorry. And this is 9 1/4 by 3 1/2 inches. The cover is. Again, all that will be down in the description. Alright. And now what we want to do is I'm going to take another one and put it on this side so that you have your inside one and you're going to have an outside one. Okay. So again, I'm just going to start with taking the back off of one thing. One side. A little bit of glue stick. This one's got stuff in it. And I'm going to fold it. And I want to just make sure that I'm on the one side. Push it down. And then take the backing off of this side. And burnish it down. Now, we should be able to open and close the book. Okay. I want to score it a little bit as you're moving it gently. Not too much pressure. There we go. Right. Okay. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So I will come back when I've got the other side done. Okay, so I've got the cover done, right? So it's going to look like that. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. So now all we need to do is I'm going to go ahead and mat this inside spine so that I can do the hinge. So I'm going to use, and I actually got, oh, this is not what I want, sorry. I printed the papers off in the colors that I wanted them to be. So we are good to go with that. Between the orange and the yellow. And I'm going to have to use a 12 by 12 craft paper. And this is from Paper Studio, I do believe. Yes, it's the cardstock pack from them, the 12 by 12. Because this is a 9 1/4 by 9 1/4, so I'm going to need a 9 by 9, and this is only 8 by 8. So I've got to kind of do a mat on a mat, if that makes sense. So I've got gray here, which I thought would be okay, but I also have this like manila color. I think I'm going to go with the orange. I really like the orange. I like that color. So now that I've made my decision on that, I can go ahead and do my matting on here. So first I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and cut 4. I hope I have 4 pieces here. I think there's one more in the thing. Yeah, there's one more right here. Alright, I'm going to cut these to 9 by 9s. I'm going to cut 4 of those. That way there's, you know, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So let me do that and I will be back. Okay, so I've got these cut out, and now all I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and ink them with my coffee, and then I will glue them down, but I will come back when I get them nice and inked. So I'll be back. Okay, but before I mat, I want to go ahead and do my closure, and I'm going to make it really simple, I think. I think I'm just going to do ribbon, and then it can tie. I think that would be the best bet because, you know, we really don't know how big this thing is going to get. So I'm just going to use seam binding, actually. And I'm going to cut off quite a long piece because it needs to be long enough for both sides, but I do want it long enough to tie in a ribbon. But I want to, before I put it down, I want to take some ink and put some ink on it. And I think I'm going to go with, let's see. Let's see, I got green. Let me look at my inks. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I have some wild honey here from Tim Holtz, the Distressed Ink. And I'm just going to take it and just put it on our seam binding. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to take some water and I'm just going to squirt it. And kind of just activate it. Crumple it up. I do want it kind of crumply. Oh, isn't that neat? I like it. And now what I want to do is I'm going to dry it. Let me dry this and I will be right back. Okay, so I didn't like just the wild honey on it. Is that the name of it? Yes. So what I did was took Barn Door Red and added it to get this luscious orange color, which I think is going to go better. So now that I've got that, let me just cut it in half, and then we will be able to put it on our cover. And I'm going to put it on the inside. So, let's see, I want it to go this way. This side bends a little easier than this side. So, I think I just want to, yeah. So we'll put it this way. And I think I'm going to use a piece of score tape and some Fabri-Tac to tack it down. So, don't need much score tape. And I want to make sure I'm getting it centered here. Please excuse this. It has seen some better days, I tell you. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, about right there. And take this off. You put two strips, why not? Just so I know it's gonna hold. Okay. Alright. And of course, Fabri-Tac, I'm going to use that anyway to tack down the cover. So, just go ahead and do the same thing over here. Double check. Yeah, that's going to be good. It'll be good and plenty. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my mat for this side. Right. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to do this for the inside and the outside. So I'm not going to bore you with this detail. I mean, this is just gluing on your covers, your mats, and again, these are 9x9s. Alright, so I'm going to let y'all go for just a minute, and then when I get done, I will get back with you. I forgot to ink the outside and the inside of the covers, so I just wanted to remind y'all to do that. So I will be back when I get the mats on. I'll be back. Okay, so I've got this mat on, and of course if you had a 12x12 that you were using, you wouldn't have to go ahead and mat, but again, this is 8x8, so I need to cut this out to put this on there because I do want this, you know, on the book. So I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to ink them and put them on the covers, and I will be right back. Actually, I'm going to use these. Again, these are 8x8. I'm going to use these on the inside, so I'm going to cut these, and I'm also going to ink them and put them on the inside covers. So when I do all that, I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the front and the inside done. Oh yeah, buddy. Isn't that cute? Cute. Okay, I love these little nursery rhymes. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and mat the spine. And I'm going to use, again, this is part of my Digiline paper. I'm going to use just plain orange, and I need it to be 9" by 3 1/4 inch. So I've written that down right there. And again, though, all of this is going to be down in the description. So let me go ahead and cut that out and ink it. And then I'm going to just use my Fabri-Tac, like always, and put it on there. And then once I get that done, I will be back. Okay, so I've got the spines matted. Isn't that cute? Alright, so let's just tie up this book. Let's tie it up. Oh, look at it. This is going to be so adorable. I do believe. I hope so. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to put in the hinge. Okay, so I have the idea, even though I know most of the hinge is not going to be seen, but some of it is, like the flat parts will be. So I really don't want that to show. So I went ahead and printed out the little butterfly that was in the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the hinge for it, which is going to be it's 8.5 by 7.5, and then we're going to score it every 1/2 inch. So let me go ahead and cut out the 8.5 by 7.5, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got it printed out, and on this I used 110-pound cardstock because it is my hinge. It's gonna keep the pages in, and so I wanted it to be heavy duty. The covers, the mats for the covers were just 65-pound cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and do the edges here just really quick. It'll just help in a little bit. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to get my scoreboard, and I'm going to score it every 1/2 inch. Okay, so so I've got them all scored. And now what I want to do is I'm just going to, okay, so now they're all pretty much good. So now what we want to do is we're going to go, this was going to be up, this is our page 1 hinge. This one will be flat. These two will come up, right? So what we need to do is, these two are up, so we need to put some tape. I'm going to just use score tape on them. And then we'll skip one. So we'll skip this guy, and then we'll put the next two, we'll have tape. We'll skip this next guy, and then these two guys will have tape. We'll skip this guy, and then these two guys will have tape. Okay, I hope that was not too boring for you, because I want to leave that in case, like me, I'm not used to doing these types of hinges, so I want to keep that in so people will see it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to take the tape off quite yet, but I'm going to go ahead and fold it, and then I can just cut the little notches in, because that will help when you put the page on. So everywhere that I have two things of tape, I'm going to go ahead and put my notches, and the last one as well. Like this side. That guy needs it, and then this guy needs a haircut. Okay. So let's see, these two go together, and plus this will also help you to bend it the way it needs to be bent. Okay, and then these two guys. All right. And it's easier to cut it once before you put the tape on it. And then we'll cut these guys off. Okay, so, and now what I want to do too is I'm going to go ahead and ink. Even though you really, the only parts that you're going to see really are the flat parts. The ones that don't have the tape on it are the ones that you're going to end up seeing, because the others are going to be inside the pages, holding the pages together. So, but I want to go ahead and ink. So that's what I'm going to do, and once I get that done, I will be back. Okay, so I've got everything inked that I think I need to ink, and now it's just to take the backing off. And then you're just going to fold it over, and they're going to meet and join and be happy. Okay, so I'll show you one more time. You just take the two backings off, like so. And then you're just going to join them together in happy harmony. Right? Okay. Alright, and then we're going to just keep doing that same thing. We're can just go and smush it down. Right? Alright, so now we have our hinges. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, these will go inside, but you will see this part. So I think that's going to be adorable. Okay, so now what we need to do is now we need to put tape on all of these guys so that they will stick down. So let's get our score tape, because you don't want it rolling like it's rolling right now. I'm just going to put it on each one of these. We don't need the string. Okay, so I'll come back when I get that done. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to put this down, and I'm not too worried about, I mean, I want it to be as far away here as the bottom, of course, but I'm more interested in getting it almost exact here on the sides, because we need it to be just a ½ inch thereabout, so that we know where we're at. And here, this is 9 1/4. This is 8 1/2. So that's about, what, 1/4 of an inch difference. Let's just see. So if we put that there, it's a little bit, but they're at least guidelines that we can use, you know. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take this backing off. Alright, and I'm going to put glue on it just to give me a second. Actually contemplating on putting Fabri-Tac on it, because I don't want this sucker to come out at all, you know. Alright, so, okay, really? And I'm trying to line it up the best I can. And so there we go. Now we have our hinges ready. So yay! So for right now, our cover is done. I mean, yes, our book cover is done. We just need to, we're going to embellish it, but that will of course come at the very end. I always like to embellish at the very end. So there it is, our cover to our book. I know it looks massive, but it's going to have a lot of cool stuff in it. So I think it'll be well worth it when we get done with it. So, alright. So I'm going to put this to the side because we're not going to need it for a minute or 2 or 3. So, we will start on page 1. But for right now, this video is done. Here is our cover for our baby book that we are doing. I'm so excited. Alright, y'all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. share, and subscribe if you've not already subscribed. That just helps my channel to grow. It lets YouTube know that, you know, people do want to watch my stuff, and I would appreciate it. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it so, so, so much. And again, the measurements will be down in the description for you on here. Alright, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.